Jake Butt here, guys, live down from the National Championship Convention Center down in Houston, and we got some big-time news for you guys, Michigan faithful. We need your help to keep our team. Last year, Champion Circle launched the One More Year Fund to support key players coming back, like Blake Corum, Trevor Keegan, and Zach Sinner, who elected to return to Michigan for one more year. Now we're launching the Those Who Stay NIL campaign. Our rivals are coming after many of our key players, trying to induce them to leave Michigan. It's time for the Michigan family to show our players how much we appreciate them and want them back in the maize and blue. To keep the momentum going, head over to thosewhostayuofm.com. Again, that is thosewhostayuofm.com to support. Go Blue.
I can't even believe we're here right now. It's hard for me to wrap my head around. I got mixed emotions, so I know you have mixed emotions, where it's been an amazing ride and an amazing season, and it's one more game. One more game, which is beautifully symbolic, man. Just how are you feeling right now, man? Because I see a smile, I see reflection in your eyes. Just how are you feeling, man, as you think about this exact moment and the opportunity you have on Monday night?
You know, to be honest, well, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here, especially with this being my last game of my career. You know, who wouldn't want the last game to be the national championship? But I haven't even let anything really settle in. You know, I enjoyed, the first 30 minutes after the Rose Bowl. Then after that, everything just went down real quick, because I'm just so laser focused on just finishing what I set out to do and really just cap off my legacy that I've left here at the University of Michigan. So, I'm just ready. That's what I'm feeling. I'm ready. I'm ready for Monday. After Monday, I'll be able to tell you more. But as of right now, I'm just ready.
Yeah. The game, right? We will talk about the game. We've talked about the game. We will watch the game. But I'm just really interested, man, because Michigan's got such big history. I mean, part of the reason I went to Michigan is to be a small part of that history, right? Mm-hmm. And as you look at your career, the way your career has unfolded, you've transcended being a small part. Now we use the word legacy. We use the word legend. In my opinion, you're already a legend.
No, I appreciate that.
I think legend, it means beyond what you do on the field, the work in your community. But one thing that stands out above all when I think of legend is your decision to come back. And I just want to go back to that moment because, there was no guarantee that your knee was going to recover. There was no guarantee. I know part of the reason you came back was to win a national title. There was no guarantee you were going to be here. Why did you come back? Why in that moment did you say, hey, my lifelong dream is to go to the NFL, but I want to be back here?
I mean, I've been playing ball since 6, so nothing in life is guaranteed, right? So every time you step on that field, you have the chance of never playing again. So I knew, that might be a little risk, but I came back for many reasons. I came back to get my degree, be the first in my family. Did that, check.
The first in your family to get a degree.
First in my family, check. Just leading the way for my sisters. And, one of my sisters is in college right now, playing softball. The other one's about to go to college. And then there's one after that. So just leading the way, breaking a generational curse. So that was a big up on my goals and reasons to come back. So the next thing after that was I didn't want any Michigan fan, not that they would, but I didn't want to give them a chance to remember my last game in the big house, being me on probably the 30-yard line, holding my knee, trying to play against Ohio State, but I couldn't. And, I just didn't want to go out like that, So I came back, and, it was a risk, but the NFL's not going anywhere. And I know whatever God has planned for me, is going to happen, and whatever he doesn't have planned for me isn't going to happen. And, that's the way I look at life. And, I truly believe, God writes your story from the end to the beginning. So he already knows everything that I'm going to go through. And so I just put my faith in him and, came back. And now we're here in Houston, with the opportunity to win a national championship.
I mean, you're a living testimony, bro. I mean, hearing you talk, it's, you inspire me. I've told you that a million times, You're going to inspire a lot of our viewers as well just by saying that. I do want to stick with the degree real briefly because, there's themes that get talked about in the modern day of college football and NIL, and it seems like there's been, people moved away from prioritizing a degree. I assume it was part of your decision to come to Michigan in the first place.
Oh, 100%.
Was the education.
Yeah.
How about your family? You know, I'm sure that's a prideful moment for your entire family, right? To graduate from the University of Michigan.
100%. And you ask my parents, they say that might be the most proud that they've been of me and my accomplishments over, you know, my journey and my 23 years of life. Just getting that degree, you know, breaking a family and generational curse. They say that's probably number one. You know, so it was just a blessing to be able to do that and to have a Michigan degree.
Yeah.
Come on now, I'm set for life.
What can't you do?
You can do anything, you know, with our alumni base, with all the people that want to help you, and just make sure, you know, you're successful. You know, coming to University of Michigan was the biggest and the best decision I ever made.
Yeah. I mean, I really think about NIL, and I get it that you're making good cash, and not you, in general. Guys can make good cash, but a degree from the right school is worth infinite money. A degree from Michigan, if you play your cards right, will even more than what you might do in the NFL.
100%, and most likely it will. You know, if you play your cards right, you know, obviously NIL is cool. It's, you know, that quick cash, you know, but also if you use your NIL money the correct way, you know, you can also set yourself up, you know, to be successful in college, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing, you know, with investments and things like that, just trying to teach myself so when I do get a lump sum, you know, I know what to do with it. But, yeah, man, you know, being at the University of Michigan, you know, it's really, honestly, like, set me up for the next 40 years, with or without football.
Another way to use your NIL is to give back.
Gotcha.
And when I think about legend, again, it is so much more. There's been some great athletes that put up big numbers. And it's not a fault to not do it, but you making the choice to give back with your foundation, the turkey drive, the toy drive, that's powerful, man. What the amount of turnout you guys had at the toy drive this year is remarkable. You changed lives. I bet you gave hope to people that may not have had hope otherwise. That's the making of a legend. Why is that important to you?
That's what God put me here to do. You know, I'm just living out God's plan for me, and, you know, like I tell everyone, like, you know, football's my passion, but giving back's my purpose, and, like, I just enjoy, you know, when we were out there giving toys away, when we were out there meeting families, like, that brought more joy to my heart than winning the Rose Bowl last week. You know, I can say that, you know, from the bottom of my heart, just because, you know, it just warms my heart, you know, seeing people so happy for the little things, and a lot of times people like us, we sweat the big things, you know, so it just changes your perspective on life. And, you know, so, you know, getting in the community, you know, giving back and, you know, living the way God would want you to, you know, that's the most important thing to do in life, you know, and I'm blessed to have a platform where people see me doing it, they might come tag along and do something, and then, you know, it's just a roller coaster effect where now everyone's, you know, making sure they're trying to make this world a better place. And like I said, it only takes one person, you know, to change, and, you know, that's what I'm trying to do.
I think about my own journey, like, you know, it's so impressive to watch you because I reflect on decisions I made. And I remember sitting in the, you know, as a rookie in the NFL, and I had been drafted. I was injured at the time. So, you know, injuries provide you an unbelievable amount of perspective. You're stripped away from the Iron Man, the ego, the aura, you know. And I remember sitting there, and I had a signing bonus and a nice car and a nice house. And I was sitting there, and I was like, man, I just felt off. I felt off. And it made me realize what I was pursuing was fleeting. Not to say money's bad or material things are bad. It's not bad. But that I knew then I wasn't going to be fulfilled by pursuing that. You figured out that to give it away is to keep it. And it sounds like your faith is a big piece of that. And I'm just curious, man, if you could expand on that. Like, when did that start? Your journey to be a spiritual person, to be faithful. And why is it important to you? What has it given to you? Yeah,
I mean, I grew up in the church, Mount Nebo Baptist Church, and cousin was the pastor, and, you know, so my parents instilled that in me from a young age. And, you know, ever since then, you know, I used to go to sleep, listen to gospel music. But everything I did, I was just trying to walk the way, you know, God wanted me to walk. And, you know, there's times where, like, there's been times in my life where, you know, I've been closer to God, or there's been times in life where I feel like, you know, I was backing up a little way, but, you know, that's part of the journey, you know, and, you know, that's part of the finding, you know, maybe your way, you know. There's a lot of ways to do it, but, you know, my faith in God is number one in my life. You know, it comes before football, it comes before family, but my relationship with Him is number one. And I feel like that's the way everyone should live, but, who am I to say?
Yeah.
But for me, you know, I believe, I don't know the verse, but it's like, to whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it's said, and I really believe that. And like I said, I'm just trying to live the way he would want me to live.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna continue doing that.
I mean, just by you living the way you live, like you say, the Rose Bowl right after the game's over, first thing you do, I saw you. You know, you prayed, right?
Yeah.
In real time, you prayed.
Yeah. Check this out.
You know, you're not saying you're going to teach someone or impose it, but by you living the way you're living, you're motivating me, and I know I'm not alone.
Nah,
You're planting seeds for other people.
That's me when I was a youngin'. That's me last week. Always stayed prayed up, you know what I'm saying?
Does it feel like destiny?
It does, man. It does. You know, I believe everything I've gone through, everything I've done, you know, like I said, it was already written. I just had to walk. You know, the journey, and it's what you said. It feels like everything was destined.
Yeah, it was already written.
It was already written, man.
You know, this year has been a roller coaster. It's been full of joyful moments. It's been full of challenges. I want to go back to camp when you found out you're going to be captain, right?
Yeah.
And it was a unique way.
Unique.
And I think typically you're voted captain. You are voted captain by your teammates, which makes it the greatest honor possible, right? But yours was an even more unique situation. And could you tell us the story about when you found out you were going to be captain?
Yeah, you know, so, you know, usually in the camp, you know, as you know, coach would hand out a sheet of paper, and, you know, it's what, 4th year, 5th year, 6th year, seniors. You know, you vote who you want to be captain, but it was different this time.
Yeah.
We're probably maybe week 1, week 2 in the camp, and, you know, we're in the team meeting. Coach Harbaugh comes in, he's like, guys, you know, Blake Corum's going to be captain. And I'm sitting around like, it's not even the end of camp yet, but I appreciate it, coach. You know, so I go up there, you know, give some wise words to the team, and, you know, he said, you know, everyone was going to vote you anyway. You know, so I'm just going to tell you right now, you know, you're captain of the team, and we'll vote the other guys, you know, at the end of the camp, but it was very unique.
Yeah.
You know, maybe first of its kind.
Yes.
But it was great, you know, just knowing that, you know, Coach Harbaugh, you know, saw me, you know, all the hard work I put in, the way I led guys without being captain. And, you know, since a freshman, you know, and just the way I carried myself. And, you know, it was definitely cool. And the players came up to me and were like, yeah, we were going to vote you anyway.
Right.
It was great. It was great.
It's the same thing about your faith, though, right? Like, you don't do anything to be a captain. You be who you are, right?
Exactly. You have to be who you are at all times. And, you know, for me, you know, one of my goals was to be captain, but I knew I wasn't going to be captain until my senior year. And back then, I thought I was leaving in 3 years, you know? So the only thing I did when I came in, I was just being myself, you know, trying to outwork everyone, you know, be the first in the building, last out, you know, leading by example. And, you know, as a freshman, you know, you don't want to be too vocal because you don't want to look like...
Be seen, not heard is what they say in the NFL, right?
Exactly, you know, so I was just working my tail off. And over time, people just saw it, you know, and people started to follow. And, you know, back-to-back years, I got the Blue Collar Award, you know, I got the Hardest Worker Award. You know, so I'm just glad my teammates, you know, see the work that I put in. And they follow, man. They follow. You know, I have a great group of teammates. And, you know, because of, you know, the team 144, you know, that, and the way we work, that's why we're here in Houston.
Yeah. Could you reflect a little bit on your career? You know, I mean, this is it, man. This is the last game, and you talk about your time as a freshman, right? I mean, it takes forever and it flies by at the same time, right?
Flies by. You know, my career was a little different just because we only played 6 games my freshman year due to COVID. So, you know, I came in as an early enrollee, you know, just ready to attack any and everything, whatever the coaches wanted me to do, I was going to do. You know, really should have been high school still, but I was here. And, you know, so we're doing workouts, and then we get sent home, right? So we're home for, 3-4 months, whatever it is. Think we're going to have a season. They say the season's canceled. All right, then we're going to have a season. So the freshman year was crazy, right? You know, going into my sophomore year, got a new running back coach. You know, someone I call one of my best friends, you know, Coach Mike Hart. You know, he's a legend. And so I I was trying to prove everything to him that I should start, right? And in my opinion, I should have started, but I shouldn't have because Hassan Haskins was in front of me, and he was a great running back. So I learned a lot from Hassan. And I had a great year, great fan base. That was like, I would say, the start of my breakout, journey as a Michigan man.
Yeah.
And my first breakout game was actually against Washington.
Yeah.
I believe, I don't know, maybe went for like 20 carries.
You popped a big-time run on a gap scheme, right? Schoonmaker led you up through the hole.
Yeah, led me up there.
Yeah.
I threw up the do signs, and I got chewed out when I got to the sideline. Don't do that.
Who chewed you out, Mike or Coach Harbaugh? Mike, yeah.
Mike, yeah. And then, Coach Harbaugh followed up in meetings. But, so that was that year. And, I was having a great year. Almost had 2,000-yard backs. I believe I was like 950, had a high ankle that year, missed a couple games. And then, you go into my junior year, and that's the year I'm coming for it all, The team's coming for it all. I'm really trying to establish a legacy, for myself and the team. I thought I was going to win the Heisman, but, God had different plans. Got injured, and, then I had a decision to make. And, so I came back and fought a lot of adversity, just the team in general. With Coach Harbaugh getting suspended 6 games, linebacker coach getting fired and this and that.
Yeah.
And everything that we worked for, everything I worked for, is paying off. And come Monday night, we'll cap off the legacy that I hope to leave. And I hope people remember me for many things, not just, scoring touchdowns, but more so like the human being. Hopefully I leave a legacy that, the guys that commit to the University of Michigan can follow, making sure they get in the community, make sure they get their degree, just do everything the right way. And if they do it that way, everything's going to pay off. And, so that's kind of like a recap in about 2 minutes. But, yeah, man, it's been a blessing. I hope, I'm blessed that I chose the University of Michigan, and I hope, they're blessed that I chose them.
I was just going to say, we are blessed in the Michigan community, man. First and foremost, seriously, the list starts with everything you've done in the community, right? That's the special stuff. That's the rare stuff. That's the stuff that, what makes Michigan, Michigan. It's the leaders and the best.
Leaders and the
right?
best.
It's, it's the winningest program of all time, but it's the leaders and the best first, and it's all that. And it's funny because you have your own goals, right? You have your own personal goals. You just want to be great as a competitor. You just want to be great as a competitor. Be great to win. Yeah. Nothing's like winning, right? But then nothing's like winning with a community behind you. Yeah. Right? And exactly. Michigan, the largest alumni base in the world, 110,000 in the big house every week, 27 million tuning into the Rose Bowl, tears flying. I had tears in my eyes watching that game. What does the community mean to you? Like, what does it mean to spearhead the joy and the bliss and the excitement and the rebound? 2021, the year after the COVID, the program went like this and then bang. And I know Aiden Hutch was a big piece of that. There's been layers and layers. But what, as it applies this year, what does it mean to be one of the leaders to spearhead the joy and the emotion in the community?
Man, it means a lot, man. Just because, like you said, we have the biggest, the best. We travel so well. We just have the best at Michigan. Michigan is the best, right? And everything we do, we're the best, man. And I'm just so blessed to have a community behind me, behind my teammates, behind our football team, behind all the sports, behind the university, that no matter what you do, they're gonna be there for you. Like, when I tell you maybe one of the best things that ever happened since I've been here at the University of Michigan was the toy drive. Going into the toy drive, I'm thinking, all right, maybe 5,000 people, right? I've never in my whole life seen that many people in a mall, ever. It was like they were getting ready for a game, and everyone was there just for a better cause. Everyone was there for, to help. And that's what community is about. Like, it's not about 110,000 in the stadium. It's not about, however many people are going to pack out in Houston. It's about the people that come when it's really not about football. That's the definition of community. Yeah. That day described to me and lit my eyes open, that's community right there. And we have the best. And I'm so thankful to be a part of what we have here at Michigan. man, it's amazing.
The thing is it's what I realized in that moment is it's always there. The community is waiting for a leader. The community is waiting for someone to spearhead it. So I really appreciate you, man, for leading that, because we can all use an example like that in our world. We can all use an example of hope, of joy. Life can be hard for a lot of people, you know, for a number of times, for everybody at times. And for you to spearhead that, it's nothing short of remarkable.
I appreciate that, man.
As we look at this last game, man, did you know when you committed? Because I know you guys talked about it when you committed to coming back for your senior year. Did you know you'd be here?
When I committed to the university?
When you committed to coming back, I should have rephrased it a little bit better.
When I committed to coming back.
When you said, I'm coming back one more year, did you know in that moment you'd be here sitting on Saturday?
I knew it.
2 days before the national championship.
I knew it. And, you know, some people might call me crazy, but I knew it. It's because I knew what it takes, man. You know, we have a player-led team, and when you have a player-led team that doesn't need a coach to tell you when to work out or a coach to tell you, you know, when to turn it on, you know, that's dangerous. And I knew, you know, with my leadership, with the other guys' leadership, we were going to be able to repeat it. And we had the recipe to get there. We just didn't know how to get over the hump. And that's what hurt me last year, being on the sidelines, TCU game, because I just wanted to be out there and help. You know, I wanted to make a play. But, you know, God does crazy things. And, you know, he was with me. He was with the team last Saturday.
Yeah.
But when I did commit, I said, in my statement, when I said I was coming back, I said unfinished business.
Yeah.
And it still is that.
Yeah.
And Monday night, you know, we'll finish it off. But, you know, we'll have the opportunity to finish it off. And I'll speak it into existence. We are going to finish it off. And, but yeah, I knew we were going to win.
What has this week been like for you? Understanding, I mean, it is the ultimate goal. It's unfinished business. It is the ultimate pinnacle. There is no higher level in college football here than to win a national title. And yet, I got to imagine, I know you said you haven't reflected on it, right? But you're aware, like, this is it. You know, I'm imagining the goal is to play the best game you've ever played, the hardest game you've ever played, and do it alongside your brothers. What's this week been like for you?
It's been kind of crazy, right? Because, you know, going into this week, I thought, like, you know, I'm going to be thinking about it. And I've been taking it in. But, Jake, like, I lie, like, my mind is so clear. Like, I feel like there's no thoughts in it. It's weird, you know, and I'm trying to think. Like, I'm right here, I'm looking at the Michigan sign outside. But, like, I have a clear mind right now. I'm so calm, cool, collected. I'm not worried about nothing. You know, I'm ready for the game. It's going to be an emotional game day just because I know that's my last time strapping up that winged helmet. But my mind is so clear, and I'm so, like, focused on the game and just ready to give it everything I have. The week's been weird. I swear I haven't thought about, you know, really anything. I'm just here trying to take it all in and just trying to do everything I can, you know, during practice, during film, to make sure, you know, when we look back at this game, there's no regrets.
I mean, I can feel that you feel clear. Seriously, as you're sitting here chilling right now, like, I see it. I mean, there's no guessing, there's no hoping. Like, I can feel it. Like, I know in your heart of hearts that you know, you don't even believe, you know you're going to play your best game Monday night. And I think about your teammates, man, because what makes it so rare and so special is there's a lot of guys that share in very similar principles. Maybe not the exact path and the exact execution that you have, but very similar principles in their values, in their execution, in their work. I think about, you know, great teams come back to be honored by the university. And I know your team will be honored one day for what you guys have done. What has it been like playing on this team this year?
It's been great, and we were actually on the plane flying back from Rose Bowl, and we were just talking, you know, in the front. You know, something Coach Harbaugh does, which is phenomenal, is he lets, you know, the starters get first class. You know, the coaches don't take first class, and
that's selfless, man.
I think selfless. You know, Coach Harbaugh is such a great guy, great human being. So we're all kicking it up there, you know, standing up, you know, turned around, just talking about the game. But we're talking about how much we love each other, and more so just talking about how much, like, this is our last ride and how special Team 144 actually is. And we were talking about, Team 142 and 143. Those were great teams. But there was something a little different about Team 144, and we might still be trying to figure it out. But I think what's so special about this team is people counted us out. People doubted us. People wanted us to lose and fall down, but we never did. And that's just because we had our brothers back, and we knew what the ultimate goal was. And we knew people were just trying to distract us from, going out the way we wanted to go out. And, Team 144, this team has meant a lot to me. And like you said, we'll be back here, maybe 25-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary. I don't know what it's going to be, but, God willing, everyone's still alive and, just successful men. But this team's very special.
I think that's what it is, man. When you say, you guys love each other, when you're on the plane, you could be talking about anything. You could be talking about self-interest, like, man, like, I'm going to win a national title. We're going to get a ring, or we're going to, and it's like, man, like, I love you guys. This has been such a special year, I just think that is so remarkable, and I know I'm thankful, and like our fans are thankful. It rubs off on the fan base and the community. It really does, because you can feel the love, man. Like you feel that love. Mm-hmm. I think a big reason the team has been able to change is that's been a big change, and I feel that from Coach Harbaugh too. Mm-hmm. When he came in for us in 2015, 2016, make no mistake, we loved each other for sure, but we hadn't earned that level yet. He still had to be harder on us. He still had to push us. We needed to get to another level, because there's levels to this.
Yeah, there is.
But I see him now, and I feel like you guys have all rubbed off on one another to a point where it is genuine love. Genuine is the key word, because everyone knows what to say, but it's genuine love. What does Coach Harbaugh mean to you?
Coach Harbaugh means a lot to me, and he's just such a great human being, and it pisses me off a little bit when everyone, just talks so badly about him, just because he's a great guy, I remember when he came to my home visit, and I took him to Red Truck Bakery. We were just there. He was just having a great time, eating. I don't know if he got a muffin. I forget what he got, but it was just a great time. He's such a player's coach. He loves the game of football. He would do anything for his players. He tries to put his players in the best position. He just does so well. He does good in the community. Like, there was a story about a tree falling down. I guess he was on his way home, and he got out and started helping, chop the tree up or something like that. That's just who he is, and I'm just so blessed to be able to play for him, the last 4 years. Learned a lot from, It's been a great journey, with Coach Harbaugh.
It does piss me off a little bit too.
Yeah.
But they know not what they know.
That's it.
They know not what they know. So in those that need to know.
Exactly.
I want to ask you, just in closing here, not how you want to be remembered. Not how you want to be remembered, but how you want to remember your career, your season, and your final game.
Yeah, when I look back and, 10 years from now, and I look back and say I'm just talking to myself, I would like to tell myself, Blake, well done. You did everything you set out to do. You worked really hard. You sacrificed a lot. You made a difference in the community. You changed a lot of people's lives, and you started a wave that people started to follow. So I would just like to, from 10 years from now, if I look back, I'm talking to myself, I would definitely give myself flowers. And just thank him, for everything, he did and everything he could have done, but he didn't want to do because he was just so focused and locked in on, being a trendsetter and making sure, everyone else, was doing the right thing as well. So, that's probably what I'll tell myself.
What can we expect to see from Blake Corum on Monday night?
What you expect to see from Blake Corum on Monday night is everything I got. This is my last time strapping up in that winged helmet. Whatever it takes to win, I'm going to do. You best believe that. So I hope to see y'all there, loud and proud, and go blue.
I could just speak on behalf of the Michigan community, all the players that have worn the wing helmet, man, the guys in the future. We're really thankful for the sacrifices you've made physically, mentally, spiritually, the sacrifices you make every single day, every single week, the choices you make, walking the hard path to be a leader and to be an example. It's rare, it's remarkable. You've made an impact on me. You've made an impact on this community. And, This place is so special. This place is so, so special. But it can't just be special. It can't just be special because it is special. It takes people making it special. And it's been a pleasure to get to know you. I appreciate you doing this podcast with us one last time before your final game. And,
Appreciate it, my guy.
I can't wait to watch you play, man. Seriously, I can't wait to
Appreciate
watch
it.
you play. So I'll say go blue with you, too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.